Hey Virgo, we're here for your monthly tarot love reading for November 2025. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Now I do like to remind you, Virgo, that these are general readings, so they may or may not resonate, and you're always welcome to take what works and leave the rest. So we're jumping right into it today, Virgo, and we're going to see what could be coming towards you this month when it comes to love. First message coming out for Virgo. We're starting out the month with the Devil card, Virgo. So this is definitely interesting. We're going to have to talk about this. The Devil is a bit of a funny card to me because it can kind of go one of two ways. So the first way that I can look at the Devil energy is that there could be somebody here this month where there is just like insane chemistry between the two of you. There is an undeniable attraction, there's lust, there's desire, the sparks are flying. So it can definitely be indicative of a connection where there's just like an insane level of attraction and chemistry. Now, on the flip side, we can't ignore the fact that the Devil can definitely speak to unhealthy stuff going on within a relationship. So it can sometimes indicate some problematic things that could be coming up within your connection with somebody. It could potentially indicate somebody who is non-committal, somebody who is emotionally unavailable, somebody who has bad habits, somebody who is bringing baggage into the relationship that they haven't dealt with. So there's potential challenges that can also show up with the Devil. So we're going to have to pull some more cards to see where this goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo this month. The High Priestess, that's interesting. I mean, the High Priestess is a pretty significant energy. It does tend to show up when there's a very strong connection between two people. So I do see a connection here this month where there is a very strong pull toward each other. They might feel like you are, like their soulmate, their person. You might feel the same way, Virgo. It's almost a sense of like having known each other before. Often I find that the High Priestess shows up when we've connected with somebody, and usually when you first meet this person, it's just like, it's very comfortable to be around them. There's this immediate sense of familiarity and comfort, kind of like you've known them forever, right? So this is fascinating because on the one hand, it's like we've got the Devil and I'm like, maybe there's some unhealthy, potentially toxic stuff going on. Then we've got the High Priestess, which is like, but there is like a strong bond between the two of you. So let's see, tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo this month. And then the Nine of Cups. Okay. I mean, the Nine of Cups is a really happy card. It's a card of dreams being fulfilled, wishes coming true. So given that the two cards that follow the Devil are positive, I'm going to lean towards the fact that there's probably a really strong connection here between you and someone this month. If you're single, it could potentially be somebody new coming in. If you're in a relationship, it's your current person. So the Devil could represent that you guys are, like I said, just super attracted to each other. There's insane chemistry. Obviously, you feel very pulled towards each other. There might even be conversations about the future with that Nine of Cups because it's kind of that daydreaming energy, thinking ahead, dreaming about where the relationship is going, where the two of you are headed within the connection. I will say though, like with the Devil card, I do always like to throw out there, like be mindful of anything coming up this month between you and this person that is potentially unhealthy for the relationship, because if that is happening, this might be a really good month to like address that right away and get in there and try to deal with whatever those issues are so that they don't become even bigger problems. So we're going to see if that comes up at all in the rest of the reading, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there because it's in the overall energy. But I do see love. I do see a very strong connection. I do see a lot of, talking about the future, dreaming of a future together. They might be sitting around this month and like dreaming about what next month is going to look like, and the next year, and the next 2 years, and 5 years. So there is a sense of like finding somebody in each other where your dreams are coming true, your wishes are being fulfilled. So there's a bit of that energy as well. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the reading, Virgo. Let's look at them and let's look at you for this month. So we're going to look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking. I'll look at the same thing for you, and then we'll look at the potential outcome. So let's just kind of see where it goes. So tell me about this person who is here for Virgo for November, please. Well, that's really nice, you guys. Ace of Cups is one of the best cards to get in a love reading. It's a really strong indicator of new love. So if you're not currently with this person, it could definitely be new love coming in for you, Virgo. This indicates someone who is emotionally open to you, emotionally available, wants to get to know you more, opening up their heart, opening up about their feelings this month, right? Tell me more about this person's energy, please. And then we've got the Six of Wands. Wow, that's another really nice card. Six of Wands, it's about victory. It's about success. I often feel that this shows up for somebody when they know the relationship has some really good things going and they're looking ahead and they're like, yeah, I think this is going to be a successful relationship. I think we've got some amazing things that are building between the two of us. I also feel the Six of Wands is a partner who really respects us and admires us and looks up to us. So these could all be things that this person feels about you, Virgo. Tell me more, please. And then the Star, lovely. So we got this Aquarian energy. It's kind of cool because we had the Nine of Cups in the overall energy, which is about dreams coming true. And then we've got the Star. And the Star to me makes me think of the saying, you know, when you wish upon a star, right? And so there's just something about this connection where it feels like maybe this is what both of you have been wishing for and hoping for, and you're connected or connecting this month, and it feels really good. The Star is also a card of feeling very hopeful, feeling very optimistic. So again, I think that this is how your person potentially feels about you, Virgo. And this can also be a card of emotional healing. So maybe there is a bit of a sense of both of you doing emotional healing through the relationship. And we've talked about this before, where I personally think that relationships, not just romantic, like I think this could be any relationship, like friend, relationship you have with a family member, it can be romantic. But I think when you have like a supportive, caring, loving person who you're connected with, that can be a very healing type of experience. And sometimes I think when we've had tough experiences in love and then we meet like an amazing person, there can be healing that happens within that connection, right? So I get a little bit of that vibe as well, which is really nice. So let's see what they could be feeling this month. Let's take a look at that. Okay. First card coming out is the Sun. We're definitely going to take that, Virgo. You know my opinion on this card. I personally think it is the happiest card within the tarot. It is Leo energy. And it's just about pure joy, happiness, bliss. So how do they feel about you, Virgo? So freaking happy, okay? They're so happy to have found you. They're so happy to be with you. They're so happy to be nurturing this connection. There's also a lot of warmth, a lot of love, a lot of sunshine, you know? I mean, I know it's November, like where I live in the world, you know, it's raining at this time of the year. I love the rain, by the way. This is not to knock on the rain, but like not a lot of sun, but I think your person finds ways to like bring sunshine into the relationship, regardless of what season it is, you know? Okay, let's see what else they could be feeling this month, please. We've got the Five of Wands. Oh, interesting. So the Five of Wands is a card that tends to indicate conflict, competition. I mean, maybe if it's new love, they're like fighting off the competition. They want to pursue you before somebody else can. It also looks like there could be something for them emotionally this month that maybe is bothering them a little bit. Maybe they talk to you about it. Maybe there's something that you guys need to hash out. I am getting like a bit of energy with that Five of Wands, where as much as you guys are like super happy and have these great feelings for each other, I am getting like a bit of a misunderstanding. Like things could be really good overall this month, but there might be a moment, Virgo, where there's like a misunderstanding between you and this person. So just be mindful that could come up, as it does in relationships, and, you know, find a way to work through it if that does happen. What else could they be feeling, please? The Ace of Swords, good. I kind of like that following the Five of Wands, because I was like, maybe there's a misunderstanding. And then the card that follows it is the Ace of Swords, right? And the Ace of Swords is like clarity, communication, a breakthrough moment, an aha moment. So what this tells me is that even if there is a slight misunderstanding about something between the two of you this month, I think your person's going to be very proactive in talking to you, communicating with you, discussing the issue, dealing with it in a healthy way. These all seem like green flags to me. Okay, let's see what actions they could be taking this month, please. King of Pentacles, lovely. Maybe you're dealing with a fellow earth sign romantically, another Virgo, maybe a Taurus, maybe a Capricorn. Whoever you're dealing with, they're taking action to be like, look, Virgo, I'm here, I'm stable, I'm available, I want to support you, I want to love you. Like they're really trying to showcase their stability and their reliability this month. They're like, I'm showing up for you, I'm here for you. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking, please. Five of Cups, interesting. It is interesting, you guys. Like, to have the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups, it does indicate like there could be a misunderstanding this month or some sort of conflict, right? Five of Cups is a card of like a disappointment. So I just feel like there is gonna, you know, be something this month for you potentially, Virgo, where, you know, things are so good, but then they say something and you misinterpret it or vice versa. And then you guys end up in a little bit of a conflict and you're feeling disappointed with each other. But it just feels like a little bump in the road. I feel like maybe I'm also getting like first fight energy. So maybe for some of you, this is like the first, fight or argument that you've had with this person, but I see you working through it. Tell me more, please, about what actions they could be taking. The Hanged Man. Yeah, they're seeing things from a different perspective. There's also an interesting message that I see here, Virgo, about how the two of you communicate. So I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up on here. Remember how we started with the Devil energy? It was the first card that I pulled for you guys. And with the Devil energy, like I said, it can sometimes indicate something, unhealthy happening within a relationship. And so the message I'm actually getting here is that the two of you are probably learning new ways to communicate through conflict because of this relationship. So maybe in the past, when conflict came up, your person didn't deal with it well, or you didn't deal with it well. But now with conflict coming up between the two of you, because like I said, maybe there's like an emotional healing aspect with the Star card, you're learning how to more effectively communicate when disappointments come up, when conflicts come up. And I feel like the Hanged Man is like your person seeing a different perspective on how to deal with issues in a relationship and learning like we can communicate, we can be honest, we can deal with these issues and everything will be okay, right? So I just feel, and you can let me know if it resonates, take it or leave it, Virgo, that there's something about the two of you in a weird way, like getting more comfortable with having conflict because you're able to deal with it in healthier ways than maybe you guys have in your previous relationships. So I'm getting that message a little bit. So let's look at you. Tell me about Virgo's energy for this month. 8 of Pentacles. I mean, from what I can see, you're investing in this relationship. You're in it. You're putting in the hard work. You're putting in the effort. You're prioritizing the connection. Tell me more about Virgo's energy, please. 3 of Pentacles, another beautiful card. This is a card that often shows up when we feel like somebody's our lover, our best friend. It's a card of being on the same team. So it tells me, I think, that you feel that you and this person are on the same team. You're working to build something together this month. Feels good, feels lovely, feels like you're building toward a future. Tell me more. Oh, interesting. And then the Death card. Okay, so the Death card is not about literal death, you guys. It's a card about an ending that transforms into a new beginning. So I'm not really sure where to put this. I will say, like, there were 2 aces for your person. There's definitely a lot of energy of like new beginnings. And then we've got the Death card. So it does look like for you this month, something is ending that leads to a new beginning. Take that if and how it connects. It's not even necessarily related to love. Maybe it's something related to your career or a hobby or a project or something like that. But there is a very transformative energy here. It feels like something that no longer needs to be in your life could be leaving your life and brand new opportunities are coming in. So let's see what Virgo could be feeling this month, please. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. It's a lot of new energy this month, you guys. So this is the 3rd ace. Following the Death card, which I was like, this is all about Death card's about a brand new beginning. Then here we go. Here's your new beginning. I mean, there's a lot of loyalty and devotion between you and this person. This is about planting seeds, right? So often when I see the Ace of Pentacles showing up in a love reading, it's like you're getting ready to build something beautiful. It's like planting those seeds, right? So it's not necessarily a fully blossomed relationship to continue with, like, the nature metaphor, but it's getting there, right? It's like planting those seeds, loving them, nurturing them, and then they grow into something beautiful, beautiful flower, beautiful tree, whatever it is. But that feels really good. Like there's a lot of stability showing up in your energy with all this Pentacles energy. I feel like this person probably makes you feel secure and stable as well. It could be that. Tell me more. 4 of Swords, okay? 4 of Swords is a card of rest, relaxation, contemplation. I mean, if there is some sort of big change happening in your life related to the Death card, this could be you taking some time to process whatever that is. Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling. Knight of Pentacles, nice. More Pentacles energy. Yeah, I always feel when the Knight of Pentacles shows up, it's basically just saying like, take your time. There's no need to rush things between you and this person. I am of the opinion that a good relationship is not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I think we feel this sense of urgency, like we need to rush things, but I really feel that if there's a great connection between 2 people, that's going to take you pretty far, right? It's not going to fizzle out if there's a great connection. So don't feel the need to rush things this month, put pressure on the relationship, put pressure on yourself. Just kind of really enjoy that process of continuing to get to know each other, continuing to build that future. And there's no need to make any sort of like quick decisions. So take it or leave it if that message is for you. Let's see what actions you could be taking. 6 of Cups. Okay. I feel like you just want to make a lot of memories with this person. I do feel like this can show up when we feel a very strong attraction with somebody. It can also indicate like ties to our past in some way. So I don't know, I'll throw it out there. It's not for everybody. Maybe if you're single, the person who you're connecting with this month has some sort of tie to the past. Now, when I say tie to the past, I think sometimes people automatically assume ex. That's not what it has to be. It could just be somebody who you knew before, or a friend of a friend, or someone you used to be friends with, or someone you used to work with. It doesn't have to be like an ex-lover, but it could indicate that for some of you, you could be reconnecting with a past person, and that could be turning into something romantic. Tell me more about what actions you could be taking. The Justice card, Libra energy. I'm just kind of getting the vibe that you definitely feel like you want to marry this person one day. I'm not saying right now, but like, I think you see it moving in that direction. Tell me more, please. Oh, okay. I had 2 cards come out, and let me tell you, they're interesting cards. They're contrasting energies. 9 of Swords and 4 of Wands, okay? So that's interesting because the 4 of Wands is the 11-11 card, which is about commitment and taking the next step in a connection. The 9 of Swords is anxious energy, getting up in our head, overthinking, sleepless nights, you know, what if this, what if that? And so it's like you want to fully commit to this person, but there could be something that's making you feel a little bit anxious to take the next step, which is kind of interesting because like 2 minutes ago, I was saying to you, like, I don't know, Virgo, there's a message here about not feeling the need to rush things. So maybe the message is like, you know, don't feel the need to move at a pace that doesn't feel comfortable for you. You know, I think this relationship is moving in a really good direction, but I almost feel like this month is maybe not about making big decisions. It's more about continuing to build that connection and be together and have that beautiful relationship, right? So just watch out for moments where you might be getting up in your head this month. And here's another thing that I like to mention, you know, thoughts are not facts, right? Just because I think something does not mean that it is true, you know? And I think the challenge we run into sometimes is we take our thoughts as like facts and realities, but sometimes they are not. And I feel like it kind of gets that like anxiety, right? So if you find yourself feeling anxious, or maybe if you're getting anxious about like taking the next step or wondering when the next step is going to happen, try to find a way to like ground yourself and focus more on the connection, right? Like get out of your head, get out of the overthinking, and focus more on what's actually happening between you and this person, okay? So, moment of truth here. Let's see what the potential outcome is. All right. 7 of Pentacles. You got a couple cards here about patience. Patience is a virtue. That's what my grandma used to always say to me. My British grandma in a lovely British accent. She would say, patience is a virtue. I was going to mimic her accent and I was like, no, that's not going to be good. But no, she would always say that to me growing up, you know, patience is a virtue. And I feel like that's a big message for you this month. So it seems important, Virgo. Take it if and how it connects, but I feel like patience is going to be like your best friend this month when it comes to building this connection. I feel like that's kind of the key to getting to a good place, is the ability to be patient with yourself and with each other. And then we've got the 9 of Wands. Interesting. 9 of Wands can sometimes show up when something is testing us. So like I said, there might be something that shows up this month, like a misunderstanding or just something else that is kind of testing the relationship, right? It could even be something external. And I think it's about being patient with each other, because the 9 of Wands is also a card of like fighting for what's important to us. So it's like in those moments where you might feel tested, don't lose sight of the fact that you want to fight for each other and fight for the connection, right? And then the final card today is the Queen of Wands, which is beautiful. It's that loving, passionate energy connecting. I think you guys are going to be fine. I feel like there's something here about there might be a little test this month. There might be a little misunderstanding with you and this person. Be patient with each other. Be patient with how you handle that process. And at the end of the day, there is love, there is connection, there's intimacy. There's fireworks, there's chemistry, there's lust and desire. So don't lose sight of all of that stuff. And yeah, this could definitely be a month that brings you closer together. Because what I also think is that when we're tested in our connection with somebody, and like I said, or we have our first fight, if we're able to navigate that and deal with it in a good way, it can definitely bring us closer together. So that could totally be what's happening for you and this person this month. So that's what I see for you, Virgo. I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed this reading, you guys know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And of course, I wish you so much love and so much happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye, Virgo.